Have you ever wondered what hidden perks might await you the next time you board a flight? For travelers over 70, the skies hold some surprising secrets. Imagine stepping into an airport knowing there are unspoken advantages, exclusive privileges, and little-known upgrades waiting just for you, all because of your seasoned years. Airlines don't shout about these benefits, and you won't find them on the glossy travel brochures. But once uncovered, they can transform your entire travel experience. From exclusive boarding perks to enhanced comfort options and even unexpected savings, these hidden gems make jet-setting more enjoyable and easier than you thought possible. This isn't just about getting from point A to point B. It's about finding comfort, luxury, and even a touch of adventure in the air. Curiosity stirred, you're not alone. Plenty of seasoned travelers are just now discovering what might have been quietly at their fingertips for years. Keep reading to uncover these 13 incredible airline perks designed with senior travelers in mind. And don't forget, if you want the inside scoop on more travel secrets and tips, subscribe now. You'll never look at air travel the same way again. The unseen savings of senior-only airfare discounts. Imagine browsing flights for your next getaway, thinking you'll have to pay full price like everyone else. But what if there was a little-known trick that could save you hundreds on airfare, simply because of your age? Many airlines quietly offer special discounts for seniors, but they don't make these deals easy to find. For instance, United Airlines has a filter for passengers 65 and older. When selected, it automatically applies senior-specific fares, offering significant savings, though there's a catch. These discounted rates may only appear on select routes, and if you're not actively looking for them, you might never know they exist. Similarly, Delta and American also provide senior fares, but you often need to call their reservation lines to access this hidden perk. The discounts typically range from 5% to 15% off standard ticket prices, a bit of financial relief that adds up quickly for frequent travelers. Take the retired couple who saved nearly $200 on a round-trip flight by simply calling Delta and inquiring about senior rates, a discount that was entirely absent when they searched online. The key is to always ask, whether you call the airline directly or discreetly check for a senior fare filter on their website. This insider tip can turn a regular booking into a savvy deal. 2. AARP discounts. Unlock the gate to exclusive airline deal. Your AARP membership is more than just a card, it's your gateway to exclusive airfare deals that most travelers don't even know exist. While airlines rarely promote these partnerships directly, they could open the door to substantial savings, especially for big-ticket international trips. Take British Airways, for example. AARP members can receive up to $65 off economy and $200 off business class round-trip tickets to Europe. These are not one-off promotions. They're available consistently through AARP's booking channel. Other airlines, including domestic carriers, periodically collaborate with AARP to roll out limited-time discounts and packages for seniors. Consider the story of one savvy traveler who dreamed of exploring the charm of London's cobbled street. With a quick check of her AARP benefits, she saved $130 by applying an exclusive discount code to her 2 tickets on British Airways. It might not seem like much at first blush, but for a once-in-a-lifetime vacation, every dollar counts. Even if your travels keep closer to home, don't underestimate the value of these partnerships. Always search or inquire about AARP discounts when planning your flight. Sometimes these benefits can include added perks like waived baggage fees or priority boarding, quietly elevating your travel experience without costing a fortune. 3. Effortless security at 75 airports can be overwhelming, noisy, and exhausting. But if you're 75 or older, you have an edge you might not even realize. TSA's special screening rules for seniors allow you to glide through security without enduring the usual hassle. It's like having an invisible fast pass, yet so few people know about it. Picture this, you're at the security checkpoint, but instead of bending down to remove your shoes or fumbling with your jacket, you breeze through while the others in line look on with envy. Sound appealing? If you're 75 or older, you're entitled to keep your shoes, light jackets, and sweaters on during standard security screenings. While this might seem like a small convenience, it can significantly reduce physical strain and streamline the entire process. Even better, TSA often directs elderly travelers to shorter lines or automatically routes them to simpler screening methods, like metal detectors rather than full-body scanners. But if no one mentions this benefit to you, don't hesitate to politely point out that you qualify for senior expedited screening. Imagine the relief of a traveler who, unaware of this policy, had been removing her orthopedic shoes at every airport for years. One quick inquiry later, she now walks comfortably through security without breaking a sweat. It's small perks like these that turn tedious airport moments into stress-free experiences. 4. Personal assistance and discreet comfort with TSA Care. For travelers with medical conditions, mobility challenges, or hidden anxieties, air travel can feel like a daunting task. Enter TSA Cares, a lifeline for seniors who need a little extra help navigating the airport. Unlike most standard services, TSA Cares offers personalized assistance designed to make your experience seamless and stress-free. Imagine this: a staff member meeting you at the checkpoint to guide you through a private screening, helping you bypass the large crowds and loud commotion. That's exactly what happened for a 78-year-old traveler with Parkinson's disease. By contacting TSA Cares 72 hours before his flight, he secured personalized assistance that included a wheelchair and a dedicated agent to ensure he could pass through security with ease. For others, TSA's notification cards are another unsung hero. These simple cards discreetly inform officers of medical devices, implants, or conditions, eliminating the need for a public conversation. Whether you have a pacemaker, insulin pump, or hip replacement, TSA officers are trained to respect this notification and adjust their screening process accordingly. This program exists to make travel less daunting, yet it's largely underutilized because airlines and airports rarely promote its benefits. All it takes is a quick call and a little planning to dramatically enhance your next trip, and maybe even reclaim your confidence as you explore the world again. 5. Get a head start with pre-boarding privileges. Picture this: you're at the boarding gate, surrounded by people rushing to line up when announcements for general boarding begin. The pushing and chaos can be overwhelming, but what if you could avoid the crowd entirely and board the plane calmly, taking your time as you settle into your seat? That's exactly what pre-boarding privileges offer, and it's a hidden perk many older travelers overlook. By law, U.S. Airlines must provide pre-boarding to any passengers who need extra time or assistance, including seniors who might not move as swiftly as they once did. All you have to do is ask the gate agent before boarding starts. Politely say something like, "I'll need a little extra time to board," and you'll be among the first to walk down the jetway ahead of first-class passengers and priority groups. This advantage is more than just convenient. It allows you to store your carry-on bag easily without competing for overhead space, and to adjust your seat without feeling rushed by oncoming passengers. A 72-year-old traveler once shared how this simple request eased her anxiety about air travel by eliminating the pressure of boarding amid a bustling crowd. It's a small but meaningful way to make your flight experience more comfortable. 6. Stress-free airport navigation with wheelchair assistance. Navigating through a sprawling airport can be daunting, especially when tight connections or long walks between gates come into play. But for seniors, there's an often overlooked service that can make the entire process stress-free. Airlines are required to provide complimentary wheelchair assistance. No questions asked. All you need to do is request it. Imagine being ushered from check-in to your gate with zero hassle. A dedicated attendant can push your wheelchair, help carry your hand luggage, and even assist with bathroom stops or tricky layovers. Many seniors believe that you have to use a wheelchair daily to qualify for this service, but that's far from the truth. Even if you're usually mobile, knee trouble, back pain, or simply feeling tired can make this a worthwhile option. For instance, an 81-year-old grandmother with arthritis was traveling solo for the first time in years. By requesting wheelchair service at the check-in counter, she bypassed the strain of walking vast terminals. To her surprise, the attendant not only got her to the gate on time, but stayed with her until she was comfortably boarded. Some airports also feature electric carts that zip through sprawling corridors. These can be lifesavers if walking long distances is a challenge. Scheduling these services in advance is recommended, and an added bonus: if you're traveling with a companion, they can often ride along too. 7 advertise solely visado debit d'exuer. Hatcherwood stations evaporates Syrians who aren't seasoned travelers. But here's a secret: your loved ones can accompany you right up to the gate, even if they're not flying with you. This hidden gem is known as the Gate Escort Pass, or Non-Passenger Escort Pass, NPE, and it can be a game changer for elderly travelers who need a helping hand. The process is surprisingly simple. At the airline check-in counter, your family member or caregiver can request a pass by explaining that they're assisting an elderly traveler. Once issued, the pass allows them to go through security and stay with you until you board the plane. Take, for example, a daughter helping her 85-year-old father catch a cross-country flight. She obtained an NPE pass with minimal fuss and was able to guide him through the bustling airport, assist with his carry-on bags, and ensure he comfortably boarded. It's a small effort that can make navigating busy terminals a breeze. And this policy doesn't just help at departure. If grandma is flying to town alone, an escort pass can allow you to meet her at the gate with warm hugs and ready relief. It's an invaluable perk that airlines don't promote, but it provides peace of mind for seniors and their families alike. 8. Extra carry-on allowance for medical necessities. Packing for a trip can feel like a balancing act when airlines limit carry-on luggage. But here's a little-known advantage that seniors can benefit from. Medical devices and assistive equipment don't count toward your carry-on allowance. This means you can pack what you need for your health without sacrificing space for your personal items. If you rely on a CPAP machine for sleep apnea, portable oxygen for respiratory conditions, or even a bulky bag for prescription medications, those items are exempt from standard baggage rules. Federal regulations mandate that airlines accommodate such necessities, yet this information is often buried in fine print. One traveler shared how this rule saved her. A 74-year-old heading on a family vacation had always checked her CPAP machine, not realizing it could travel alongside her in the cabin. After learning about this exemption, she carried it on board and avoided the risk of it getting damaged or delayed in checked luggage. To make the process seamless, pack your medical items in an accessible bag and inform the airline staff at check-in. If necessary, they'll ensure you have storage space for these critical supplies near your seat. This added carry-on flexibility can turn a stressful situation into a stress-free solution. 9 medical liquids without limits. The TSA's 311 liquid rule has stopped many travelers in their tracks, forcing countless tiny bottles into quart-sized bags. But what most seniors don't know is that medically necessary liquids are exempt from these restrictions. Imagine the relief of not having to worry about fitting your liquid medications, dietary supplements, or even specific nutritional drinks into those little containers. For seniors managing conditions like diabetes, arthritis, or other medical needs that require liquid solutions, this exemption can be a game changer. All you need to do is declare the items at the security checkpoint. For example, a traveler who needed a prescription cream and extra hydration products due to a skin condition feared her items would be confiscated. Instead, when she informed the TSA officer, they easily passed through with just some additional screening. The officer swabbed the items and allowed her to carry everything necessary on board. The key is preparation. Keep any medical liquids or gels separate from your carry-on bag and ready for inspection. Label them clearly if possible, and don't hesitate to explain their significance. Whether it's liquid medication or bottled water for a specific health condition, the rules are there to support you. This often unused privilege can make a stressful security process much smoother for seniors. 10. Mobility aids travel free. Travelers who rely on mobility aids such as wheelchairs, walkers, or canes often worry about how challenging it might be to transport them during air travel. However, here's a little-known fact that can bring peace of mind. Airlines are required to transport mobility devices free of charge. Even better, these items don't count toward your checked luggage limits. Imagine traveling with a suitcase, a carry-on, and a foldable walker. While other passengers might be calculating baggage fees, your mobility aid goes along at no extra cost. An 80-year-old traveler with a motorized wheelchair shared her initial concerns about fees and potential damage. To her surprise, not only was the chair transported for free, but the airline also ensured it was promptly returned to her at the arrival gate, perfectly intact. For travelers with folding wheelchairs, there's often a storage space in the cabin itself, so it doesn't need to be placed in cargo. Alternatively, you can use it all the way to the plane door, where it can be gate-checked and returned as soon as you exit the aircraft. And if unforeseen damage does occur, airlines are legally obligated to repair or replace your mobility aid. Airlines won't advertise this, but it's a right every senior traveler should know and use confidently. 11. Flexible ID policies for seniors. Forgetting your ID or realizing it's expired can feel like a nightmare on travel day. But the TSA has protocols that offer a sigh of relief, particularly for older travelers. Expired identification, in many cases, is still accepted for air travel. This provides an essential safety net for seniors who may struggle to renew documents or misplace them in the hustle of trip preparation. Take the case of a retired teacher planning a much-anticipated trip to see her grandchildren. Upon arriving at security, she realized her driver's license had expired months ago. Instead of turning her away, the TSA accepted her outdated ID after a brief verification process. They asked her a few personal questions tied to government databases, and within minutes, she was cleared for her flight. And what happens if you don't have an ID at all? Whether it's been lost, forgotten, or simply unavailable, TSA officers won't immediately block your travel plan. Instead, they'll guide you through an alternative verification process, which includes filling out a form and answering identity-specific questions. While it may require additional screening, most seniors are cleared to fly without issue. Knowing this policy exists can alleviate much of the stress that ID concerns often bring to air travel. 12. Seamless comfort with special seating arrangement. Air travel can be a challenge when physical limitations make standard seating uncomfortable, but airlines are required to accommodate your needs if you speak up. Imagine boarding a plane knowing you'll have a seat that allows you to stretch your leg comfortably or sit close to your travel companion for added support. These special considerations are a quiet promise under the Air Carrier Access Act, and they come at no additional cost. Take the story of Mary, a 74-year-old traveler with arthritis so severe that she couldn't sit in the tight confines of a typical coach seat. When she informed the airline ahead of her trip, They reserved her a bulkhead seat with extra legroom at no extra charge. Mary walked onto the plane, knowing she'd not only avoid discomfort, but also have the space to move during the flight. If you require a specific type of seat due to health or mobility issues, airlines must assign you a suitable one if it's available. This includes aisle seats with additional legroom or bulkhead seats free from obstructions. Additionally, if you're traveling with a caregiver who needs to assist you during the flight, the airline is obligated to seat them right beside you. This could involve shifting rows or moving others around, always prioritizing your travel needs. By simply notifying the airline in advance or speaking with staff at the gate, you can secure a seat that ensures your health and comfort throughout the flight without spending a dime. 13. Compassionate options during life's unexpected moments. Life can change in an instant, and airlines understand that certain situations demand flexibility. If a medical emergency or family tragedy intervenes with your travel plans, many airlines quietly offer compassionate options like ticket waivers or refunds policies. They rarely advertise. Consider the story of James, a 78-year-old who had planned to visit his daughter across the country. Just days before the trip, his health took a turn, and his doctor advised against flying. James thought his non-refundable ticket was a lost cause, but after submitting a signed note from his doctor to the airline, he was pleasantly surprised to receive a full cancellation credit for future use. Similarly, many airlines such as Delta or United have policies for medical emergencies or family bereavements. If you're on a trip and need to return home due to a family death or personal medical crisis, airlines may waive change fees on your return ticket, saving you hundreds of dollars. Documentation like a doctor's note or proof of hardship is usually required, but airline representatives are trained to guide you through the process. These compassionate policies are a lifeline during tough times, ensuring you aren't burdened with extra costs or red tape. They aren't prominently displayed on airline websites, but exist to support travelers when they need it most. Always ask about your options and be prepared to provide the necessary paperwork. It could turn an overwhelming situation into one that feels just a bit more manageable. The skies are full of possibilities, especially when you know how to uncover the hidden benefits designed to make your travel smoother, more affordable, and infinitely more enjoyable. From secret senior discounts to compassionate fare policies, these little-known perks aren't just conveniences, they're tools that turn daunting journeys into seamless adventure. Imagine entering an airport empowered, armed with the knowledge that you can board early, breeze through security, or request accommodations that truly enhance your travel experience. You deserve to travel with ease, comfort, and confidence, no matter where life takes you. These advantages, though seldom advertised, represent a quiet acknowledgement of the value you bring as a seasoned traveler. You've earned every one of these perks, so don't hesitate to ask for them. The world is waiting, and there's so much to see. Make sure you're prepared for every flight by staying informed. Subscribe now for more insider tips, hidden travel secrets, and expert advice tailored specifically for you. Adventures are just ahead. Don't miss your chance to make the most out of every takeoff. Where will your next adventure take you?